Well, I didn't know about this, and probably you either. So there are a few things here that maybe I should point out. This amplifier here do not come with battery, so it's not like pretty portable at all in that sense. I think I have seen a lot of pictures around on internet showing some guy or whatsoever just playing in a park with this amp, which make no sense unless he has some kind of battery external one. At least this one doesn't have. That's one thing. There's another thing that probably you want to know. I know maybe they do not focus on the limitation when they're trying to sell something, but it's really important to have that in mind. I mean, you need to understand that, okay, they want to push the features and the good things, for example, but it's important to know the limitation too. So the buyer will know where that person stands. So you know exactly if this product will be good for you. I mean, it's a balance in life. You need to understand what the things that are, uh, the good things that this amp has and the other thing that cannot do. It doesn't have to be something bad indeed. Anyway, when it comes to the application, for example, I suppose you guys, if you buy this product, at least you have I don't know, you've been dealing with another product similar, or at least you have another positive grade product, or it doesn't have to be hardware, it can be even software. In my case, I have all the software from positive grade, all of them, and I have of course, as you see behind the amp, I have the, the processor rack there, which actually sound amazing, and I do really like it. Maybe just because of the setup, I don't know if you see it. I do have like a power amp. It's a tube one, so it's a really good setup I have there. It sounds really nice, and I have them both. So the processor, just add the signal modification, and then I have the amplifier there, the tube one. So, but in this case, there are a few things I want you to know. Let's go to the application and, of course, turn on the amp. So, initially, what we need to do in order to have this connected is just to have Bluetooth. But that's not enough. You need to have location, so the GPS on. I mean, technically speaking, what do they need exactly, the GPS? That's a good question. Either way, let's try to connect. So the amp is on. It takes a little bit. All right. Oh, gonna connect spark. Why? Let's try to do it again. Damn. If you fail, I will offer. Let me just turn it on and off again. Okay. Seriously. Why? I have Bluetooth and I mean, you have the Spark audio, that is when you send sound to it. Couldn't connect? The hell? Let me try to see what the hell is going on. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it works. So what was happening here was that before I was using my laptop to send music on to this Spark, and I just leave it like that. But it seems like if this amp is connected to, for example, another device, in this case my laptop, it will not connect to your cell phone. So now we know. So okay, that's one thing I didn't know before. Let me just close my laptop. All right, few things. If you, for example, have been using a similar application or the application for the desktop from Positive Grid, you will know that you have the possibility to change the speaker, size, type, characteristic, and so on. In this case, even if you press it, you have not the possibility. What you can do is actually change the amp that comes with the particular speaker. So for example, this one. Let me just close this. You see, it comes with that speaker and that speaker. It doesn't matter how much you click on it, it will not change. That's one thing. And that's sad actually, but they don't tell you that. They say you can change anything. The other thing that you cannot do, and once again, I put this, the desktop application as a reference. It's like, for example, in the chain, you have it here. This is, for example, Crunch. I just selected from there. In the chain, you cannot change position. For example, the sustainer that I have here, I cannot change it to after the drive, for example. You cannot change for example, the modulation that you have here, put it in the entrance at the beginning, in front of the amplification. So you don't have the possibility, you cannot change it. Doesn't matter how you move there. What you can do is just to take it, engage it, or just turn it off. And the other thing that you can not do is, for example, you have, let's imagine sustainer, and let's imagine you don't want sustainer, you want something else, isn't it? Well, you click on it, double click on it, and then you have the possibility only on that position. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually, and as you see, none of them are modulation, drive, or reverb. So why I'm telling you this is just because it has huge limitation if you compare it to other ones. So you basically will have this chain, and on this chain you can only have modulation, delay, and reverb at the end, and that's it. When it comes to delay, you click on it, you will see other options that you may have. So you have echo and so on, but basically the same style of modulation, So basically this is what it is. You cannot change position. For example, the drive to comp, you cannot do that. The nose gate, you cannot change anything on the sense, and you have a very limited option on each of them, and each of them has a specific function that cannot be changed. For example, the drive here, double click. This only drive you may have, and that's it. And you cannot put something else there. There's no way. That's the thing that you need to keep in mind. If you don't care, well, that's one thing, but it's really good to know the limitation of this. You don't find this information out there. Is it a deal breaker? I don't know. because this is actually not the only product I have from them. So I have a hell of a lot of other things. For me, this is not a deal breaker, because for me it's just a complement for what I already have. But if, for example, you guys are outside there looking for something that will be like everything for you, well, then you need to think about it, and that's important to know. That's it. That's the only thing I'm saying. Yeah, well, the speaker chain cannot be modified. Each of the components here are already predefined. So for example, here the functions will always be drive, and the only drive that you have are this 9 here. Same with the sustainer I put there. You have 5 only options, and then you cannot change the position from drive first and then sustainer, for example. I'm just giving you an example. Whether you want it or not, that's your business, not mine. But it's important to keep in mind this. You know, when you're going to learn, for example, how to drive, will it be enough for you to tell you how you press the gas pedal? No, you need to know how the hell you press the brake pedal too. So you need to understand both of them. Well, this is it, I think. No more. Have a nice day. Subscribe.